Good Erev Shabbos, Bayit family. Wonderful to connect with you as we prepare for a wonderful Shabbat at the Bayit, celebrating dear Bayit member Eliora Bloom's becoming a bat mitzvah, with women's tefillah happening right here in the main sanctuary at 9 a.m. Our typical main sanctuary tefillah will be at 8:30 a.m. and we'll join in progress to hear her reading of the Torah. In that spirit, a word about journeying towards God and human equality from this week's parasha. The opening of this week's parasha, and really this entire Chumash, talks to us about sacrifice, about the gifts that we bring to the Mishkan, giving of ourselves to connect with God. And the Ishbitzer Rebbe, the Meha Shiloach, that I have the great privilege to learn weekly or almost weekly with Reb Eli, offers this teaching on the opening verse that introduces the sacrificial system, the verse that says, Adam ki yakriv mikem korban laHashem. One from amongst you who would offer a sacrifice to God, a human being, offering something that gives of themselves for the purpose of coming close to God. And the Ishbitzer notices that the simple order of words in the Pasuk perhaps ought to be, Adam mikem, one human from amongst you, ki yakriv korban laHashem, when that person comes to offer an offering to God. That is what the verse means. Why move the word mikem, from amongst you, to interrupt the discussion of the drawing near to God so that it literally translates, one who would bring from amongst you an offering, a sacrifice, a gift of drawing near to God. And I can't say it better than the Ishbitzer does himself. Ze moreh al haba lahakriv korban laHashem. The order of words in this verse, indeed the whole way the sacrificial system is introduced to us and mandated, is in order to teach that one who comes to bring an offering, a sacrifice to God, shelo yirtzeh bihitnasut liot gavoa mechavero, should never wish to elevate themselves and become greater than a friend. It's not when one emerges from amongst you to draw near from God, to God, and therefore distance themselves, elevate themselves over you. Rak lahachnis atzmo lihiyot bishaveh im kol Yisrael. Rather, part of the impetus of the system of korbanot is actually to bring oneself to a deep sense of equality and parity with all the rest of the people of Israel. When a person offers an offering of drawing near, mikem, it should be from a place of feeling part of, connected to, equal to all of Israel. The process of drawing ourselves near to God is not a process of separating ourselves from one another, God forbid, but a process of drawing closer to our Creator who helps us understand the radical equality and relationship in which we all stand to one another. And I think this is the vision we talk about often, about the fact that the division between our mitzvot of connection to God and one another is an artificial division. Actually, they're mutually reinforcing systems, all part of one, which helps bring us closer to God and helps bring us closer to each other in a relationship of equality. And I want to add the thought that indeed the language here is Adam, a human being, irrespective of male or female. The system envisions a true sense of equality. And maybe to go a little further than the Ishbitzer said himself, at some level, it's to invite us to think about human being irrespective of religion, that our religions should not be things which draw us closer to God and away from each other, but draw us closer to God in a way that helps us understand the equality of all human beings. A challenge when we talk about being a chosen people, but to somehow understand that that chosenness deepens our understanding of the equality of all of humankind, something we've been thinking about as we've read the book Cast and discussed it in our Rabbi's Book Club over the last couple of weeks. So wishing us a Shabbat of recognizing that coming close to God does sometimes entail real sacrifice, giving up something of ourselves, and that process should also be with the deep intention of helping us understand our true equality with all people, all Israel, and all humankind, even with our distinct mission. With love, Shabbat Shalom.